And I think it'll be good for us to work with the kids and learn their new perspectives and how they do everything. I find when I observe my kids in school, like giving presentations or class projects or something, kids are so much more accepting and nice to their fellow students than when like I was in school, for example. And it's going to be really nice to see that bright spot, I think, and work with that. Empower the youth in our community kind of goes without saying, and I've already touched. Create positive change, grow personally and professionally, and then invest in the young people of our community and get the opportunity to share ideas across generations. And how do we do that? Provide a safe environment where people can feel supported, mentor and support, expand opportunities for young people, and facilitate connections in the community and around the world. I'm also thinking like the opportunities for us to interact with these, like we could be speakers at meetings, we could have guest Rotarians hosting the meetings. There's so many ways for everyone to get involved. Next slide. Again, this was from that guidebook. And just thought it was interesting. This is kind of, I'll just read it. Together, these components are the heart of Rotary's ideals of service above self. When young people form and run a club and undertake service projects, they develop competence and confidence. They build on their skills and acquire new ones. Connection is developed in relationships with interactors, advisors, sponsor clubs, and community partners. When interactors take on responsibility and leadership roles within the club in service learning projects, it develops their character and helps establish their core values. In learning more about the needs of their communities and the wider world, interactors develop caring and compassion. With some of these attributes, young people contribute to make a difference in our world. I don't know if you feel this way, but that's exactly what we need more of. And I think starting on a level that's so small, close to home, with people in the community, kids recognize us. From like my daughter has a friend in the chorus who came here and like she loves Rotary now. She's like, oh, I know Rotary. I sang at their lunch. So the kids recognize us. I see the same kids at the Easter hunt this year that I did last year. It'll be great to connect more. Next slide. The next one is Heart's Ladder, which I was not familiar with. Probably most of you are, but it really resonated to me because it really focuses on measuring youth participation with the goal to encourage confidence, collaboration, and empowerment. And what you see here is like the bottom three, or I really think it's actually 4 or 5 rungs are kind of just your everyday experiences, like sports. The coach tells you what to do and you do it. There's not a lot of thinking. Kids are just kind of following, maybe a little bit of leeway, but following instructions. As you get closer to the top, which is where I think there's less opportunity, but it's actually more important than ever. That's when you really get to like they're working with older people, they're collaborating, they're making decisions, and that is exactly where Interact is. We would be right at the top of that, and I think those skills are something that's being lost, and we could really people could really be encouraged to have them. So next slide. So we've seen a lot of benefits for the kids and some about us, but what's some more things for us to do? So the other thing I like about this is it seems like a really organic way to expand our club. I think with parents being involved, we see it at like the Rotary Egg Hunt this weekend. Most kids are coming with their parents, 2 parents or more family. I think parents are more involved than ever. They are going to want to know about this. It's going to give them exposure to our club. And I think we'll pick up some members that way. Along that line, we can expand our marketing, our public image, our brand recognition. I think pictures online with kids in it, working with kids. It's better. I think it presents better. It exposes you to more people. And it seems like, in my experience in the last year, like the more organic way we can grow things, it just works better for us. Like I think we grow membership without trying, and this will continue that. Same thing, expanded fundraising opportunities. We can put those kids to work. People are going to give more money to kids. We all know that. They can go door to door. I actually tried to go door to door for the Story Slam, and I was not successful at all. Most people didn't answer the door. I don't have one, but I realized that everyone has a ring cam, so they definitely saw me, and they're just like, yeah, a guy is showing up. And that's just like not the world we're in anymore. No. However, you send a couple little kids out there, and they're at least answering. And then the other thing is just like, it's more help for our service projects. So, the more people helping, the more we can do. We'll go next slide.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit more about what we've done. Kind of our first step was meeting with Greg Marino, who's the principal of Williston Central School. And at that point, we were kind of deciding if we wanted to be sponsored by the school or not. And I'll get more into that later. But it was a really nice meeting with Greg. Obviously, he supports Rotary as a Rotarian or former Rotarian, and he assured us that the school would help us in any way we needed. But he also provided some good insight. So 7th and 8th graders are not as independent as they think. I do not. I'm getting to see that now with a almost 7th grader and a little bit of an attitude developing. But they think they can do everything, and we want to encourage it, but they really do need help. And we need to anticipate that. Another really good piece of information was Wednesdays for a meeting day, and that's when we're going to try to meet. Is a great day because it's an early release day, and all the teachers have in service. So there's no sports and there's no after school activity. So we really on Wednesday have no competition. And talking with Kevin, when we were inquiring about the library, he said it's really a very busy day at the library. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for kids who are staying after school in the area of the school that will be able to get a lot of members that way. He also suggested we provide snacks, which I think everyone knows and is on board with, especially after school. I think we've talked about it with Walter and Tracy. Like, you get out of school, you have some snacks, let them unload a little bit, socialize, just like we do here. I think it'll be beneficial for them. And as I said, Greg said, no matter pretty much whatever we need, the school will do their best to support us. We did inquire about the library as a meeting space. It's just, we were really trying to accommodate a Wednesday and that just wouldn't work.
Sorry, we don't have more meeting space.
Could you do something with that?
Working on
What
it.
are you doing? I mean, come on. I thought we were getting that already.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we turned to the old brick church, which I don't really know about. I'm not sure who's used it, but it's a really nice facility. And there was rumors that maybe it didn't have heat, but it does, and it's in the basement. So they have a really nice basement meeting space. It's got like a floor, and then it's got like a couple steps up, like very small amphitheater type vibe. It's got nice character. It's a really nice space. So we also think it'll be a little more special for the kids to like leave the school, not, the library they go to all the time. So just to have like a unique space that people probably don't go to often to meet. So we're pretty excited about that old brick church space. Yeah, it's owned by the town. So we toured that after the meeting we had at the library a few weeks ago. And the town said it was available starting next school year, I should say. So that we're leaning towards that as a meeting space. To that point, you want to go to the next slide? That point, there are two types of interact clubs, a school-based and a community-based. A school-based is just that. It's partnered with your school, and the key distinction there is you need to have a faculty advisor. And Greg, in our meeting, identified that will most likely be an issue to get someone. So with that in mind, we decided to go with the community base. In addition to that, community base, people who are homeschooled, people who go to private school, just other people in the communities or towns near them, they can participate. There's no confusion, like you don't attend school, so you can't be in it. Again, just trying to get as many kids as we can involved. I guess that's it. So next slide. So where we've kind of landed as of right now, we are going to target 7th and 8th graders. And the reason we're doing that is just because of our proximity and relationship with the Williston Central School. I think in the ideal world, we'll have CVU kids in there eventually, but we're hoping to start close to home, and then when those 7th and 8th graders get to high school, they kind of take the reins and continue it there. Again, Wednesdays we're choosing as a meeting day for the reasons I've already said. We think it has to be after school, and then finish up by the time the after school bus leaves, so everyone kind of has their chances. And it's looking like the old brick church will be the meeting space. So thank you for listening to that. And next slide, we have Tracy coming up here to talk a little bit about her experiences as an interactor.
You have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Did you say that the transportation would be an after-school bus?
Yeah, yes,
Like an after-school activity bus?
yes, yeah,
If there's currently no after-school activities on Wednesdays, is there still a bus?
there is still a bus. Yeah, it just runs an hour early, so it leaves at, I think, 3:30 instead of 4:30. I'm assuming a lot of those library kids probably still use that bus. Yeah,
Okay.
does it?
What is the membership fee that you mentioned?
They didn't really, in the guidebook, they didn't have specific numbers like that. I think it was just kind of suggested that you could charge a membership fee, or you could fundraise or get like a donation from the Rotary Club or something like that.
When you decide, let us know.
Yeah, I'd like to think we could figure out a way to cover that. Yeah.
Just a couple of things. One, as far as the membership fee, you need to find out if Rotary International and district charge anything,
Okay.
because they charge up, clubs do.
Right.
And the second thing is that some years ago, Deb Beckett and I went to CVU. We had a booth at some event to try to see if there was interest in the high school level. And at that point, there was none, because they have Key Club and they have a bunch of other clubs.
Yeah.
I think you're wise to start with middle school so that you can continue some interest into high school. But I think that once they get into high school and they get, divvied up into a lot of different things, you might have more of a struggle.
Yeah, and I had asked when we had the Amnesty International people from that organization here, I asked them about that. And I got the feeling the same way. There's a lot of clubs in CBU, it seems, and they're all, the people in that. If you're in a club like this, there's 7 other clubs you could join that way to check the boxes. But like you said, hopefully we get them young and we can hook up for life. So, Sharon?
So I was gonna just piggyback on what Sally said. One thing that CVU does is like when I was in school, all the clubs were after school. CVU, they have like, say, 10:30 in the morning, all of the clubs, kids disperse, go to different rooms for all their different clubs. So the clubs happen during school time. So to allow all of the kids at the school to be part of a club. So that could have a positive impact on this, but it doesn't, obviously, your kids that are in Amnesty might be the same kids that would be in Rotary. So,
Right.
So there's that conflict, but just so you know, like their clubs happen during the school hours.
Yeah. Which is why we're solely outsourcing it to the kids. So they move to high school and they take it on themselves.
Exactly.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Is there a cost for the over church?
There is a cost. I think it was, I want to say maybe $50 a week. To use it. They did say on the town's website that they're willing, they could consider waiving that fee for local nonprofits. When we met Erin at the town, she didn't mention that. She mentioned there was a fee. So I don't know what the process for that is, or if they're still doing it now or not. But I don't, with the library not being available on that day, I don't think we're gonna have anything better, but we're gonna try to get that waived. We also might have to look into our insurance because they require insurance that covers grounds. So there might be a little cost there as well.
Probably depends on whether you use the kitchen or not.
Is that what that
There
makes
is a
sense?
kitchen.
Yeah, and if you don't use that, they're more likely to waive the fee, I'm
I would
guessing.
think so.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Jude.
When I was working with the kids in the colleges, we often tried to target kids who weren't necessarily, involved in everything and everybody recognized them as leaders. Are you gonna see if you could work with Greg maybe to identify some kids that really more than others could really benefit from that?
Yeah, I think we could. He mentioned that, I can't remember what they are, but he mentioned there are ways to kind of, identify people
Yeah.
like that. I think maybe even working with the mentor program, I'm sure there'd be some crossover there with people who are interested.
Yeah.
Find out who's in the D&D club.
The D&D club, yeah. Because we're just gonna watch Stranger Things.
Let some dice, see who shows up.
Are you aware of Rotary requiring insurance for members who work with kids?
Not insurance. There is, there's a lot of policy and stuff working with
Right,
children.
right,
We kind of just decided without any debate that everyone involved has to get like the background
Yeah.
check that the school provides. And, we're just gonna do that to cover ourselves for sure. In terms of extra insurance for that though, I don't remember reading anything about it. But we were definitely gonna get like background checks and all.
I just remember when I was president, getting something emailed to me about that. And so maybe insurance is not the right word, but yeah, I
Yeah.
figured you were aware of
Yeah.
that. I just want to say huge kudos to all of you because this is really exciting.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
really awesome.
Yeah. I have to say it is a little selfish for me because I hope my daughter wants to do it, but I'm not making it out. I'm not making it, you know. All right, here's Tracy.
I'm sure you're shocked to hear that I was an Interact in high school. And the reason I joined Interact, I went to an all girls Catholic high school. After having spent my grade school at a Catholic co-ed school. So going to the high school, I'm like, but there's no boys here. However, across the street and up a hill was an all boys Catholic high school. That was one of our brother schools. And our Interact club was one of the few clubs that was co-educational. So I signed right up. Not knowing anything about Interact or Rotary or anything. I signed up primarily so that I could meet boys. And it worked out pretty well for me. I don't know. One of the things that I learned through being a participant in the club was about service, about the international connections that we made. Some of the best memories that I have of the club isn't just, you know, going to meetings and flirting with people as you do. But we had a Japanese Interact club that came to Hawaii where I grew up, and our school was their sister club, Rotary Interact club member. So we got to play host to them. They stayed at some of our houses, not mine because I lived in a very small apartment, but they stayed with some of us. We took them on tours of Oahu, went to the beach with them. So for a week, we were completely immersed with this other club from Japan, and it was fantastic. Now, Hawaii, of course, has a very wide-ranging ethnic mix. So a lot of us spoke enough Japanese to be able to converse, sort of, with our tourists, and we became pen pals with some of them afterwards, which was really fun. I stayed in touch with one girl up until I was 18, and then I just stopped having pen pals. But it was fantastic because you get a chance to meet other people that you wouldn't ordinarily get to meet. Now, it might not be as exciting for our 7th and 8th graders right away, because obviously these are relationships that are built up over time. And we'll need to like do some of our legwork, find out, are there that type of relationships going on with other clubs in the area? Worst comes to worst, if St. Albans has an Interact club, maybe we could do something with them. We did do a lot of fundraisers, car washes, things like that, which of course in Hawaii you can do all year round. So huzzah. One year we were part of a Red Cross fashion show where we Interact kids were the models for the fashion show. And it was kind of like, you know, here's donated clothes that came into the Red Cross's thrift store. And they were trying to show off, here's things you could do with these thrifted items. So we did this fashion show, and it was also a fundraiser for the Red Cross. So it was stuff that didn't require a lot of money on our part, but we still did these fundraisers to make sure, because we did have dues. And I think it was something that this was back like in the late 70s. So I think it was something like $10 a year or something like that for us to be a part of this club. So I don't know what that works out to in, you know, $26, but we did have dues to pay, and we used these fundraisers to be offsets so that like the expense of us hanging out with these Japanese kids for a week wasn't all on us paying for our own meals and paying for their meals and all of that. It was a fantastic experience. I do remember it fondly. Beyond the dating scene, it was really a good experience for me to kind of get out of myself and also participate in things that made a difference to other people. You know, like when we were doing our car washes and stuff, some of the money came to our club, but some of it went to our Rotary sponsor. So, you know, when he was saying, you know, we can use the kids for work, you actually can. And it was exciting to us to participate in that. So anyway, that's all I have to say about my experience, because again, it's been a long time. But I have nothing but good memories about it, and hopefully our kids will feel the same way when they grow up. So, thanks.
Is there any questions for
George?
Tracy, or Jason? Chris?
I have a question for Jason, since you started this.
Ringleader.
And it's a serious question.
Okay.
I am background checked because I'm a mentor. You mentioned Becky as a good resource. The Boy Scouts are also a good resource. And I wondered what your time frame was. You had the who, what, you didn't have the when.
Yeah.
And I think obviously getting the word out before next year is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I think now that we've kind of honed in on a spot to meet, we are hoping to do a little organization this spring and probably some work over the summer with the hopes of starting to meet next year, next school year, I should say. I think that just seemed, well, first of all, the Old Brick Church isn't available this summer because someone's practicing in it on Wednesdays or using it on Wednesdays. So I think the school year, I also, and I know it's actually Elizabeth last week kind of startled me by saying this, it's coming right up. The Town Green thing is early. I thought it was at the end of May for some reason, because I've been thinking if we could somehow get a little bit of a, like, have a presence there just to, as we see kids, just tell them about it and kind of start putting the word out there. I think that would be a good time.
Mailing list.
Mailing list, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. With that age, they do have email. Well,
They do.
I'm thinking out loud. Yeah, they do have
And their
email.
parents
They have
have
school email and my daughter uses that to like email some friends.
And their parents do.
For plants at the
Yeah.
Green Fair,
Oh.
so, yeah.
So we could probably need like, we got to compete with I know, but for the kids. Will they like plants?
Yes, they love
Plants
them.
with candy?
my goodness.
They love them.
Okay, good. All right. So we need more plants then. I'm putting a pitch in for Elizabeth. Thanks.
Any other questions? Elizabeth?
So Jason reminded me that I need to mention Ryla too. So, Ryla Rotary Youth Leadership Award or Academy is coming right up. I have one applicant so far and we have money for 2 in the budget. So if you know 10th graders or parents of 10th graders, please tell them to get in touch with me. I have an online Google Forms app that they can fill out, and I would love to be interviewing more than one person to send them to Ryla. But what I was requesting to talk about today was the Green Fair that Jason led me into also. We're so good today, Jason. So Green Fair, last year was called the Town Fair, and the year before called the Town Fair, but calling it the Green Fair this year. And it's on May 2nd, which, yes, is Sherry's birthday and Charlie's anniversary. So it's a very exciting day. But what we've done the past few years is given away plants. The Green Fair is a nonprofit thing, so we have to have something to give away to connect with the community. And it's just a way to connect with the community, like Jason was just mentioning. What I have done is given away plants in exchange for people's email addresses so we can add them to our mailing list. So a way to connect and stay connected. So the plant giveaway part, I need people to start plants, whether they're starting seeds or taking cuttings from their house plants. It can be little stuff, preferably little stuff, because people have to carry them around after. We want them to take them. And so I know I have a couple of volunteers who are starting plants. Thank you, Sally and Jen. And if anyone else wants to start some plants, that would be great. Green Fair is May 2nd from 9 to noon. So I will need some people to help set up at 8:30 and to break down at noon, which means setting up our canopy tent and a table and putting the plants out. The Green Up Day is also the same day. John Jacob is organizing that, and he has a sign-up sheet that includes the Green Fair and Green Up Day, so you can sign up for two things on there. Usually Green Up is done around the time the Green Fair starts, so you can do both. And nobody needs to be there for the whole time. I will be there for the whole time because giving away plants is really fun. And yes, the kids do love the plants. And what is really great with the kids is they'll come back and tell me how big their plant got from last year and the year before. So the kids really do love them, and it's way more fun to give out plants than candy, in my opinion. So if you can volunteer for that, I would love to have you. It's a really fun way to connect with the community. And if you're starting some plants, yay, thank you. And I'm guessing John is next.
Good question, I think.
Yeah, I was
Questions?
waiting
Yes.
to see if John mentions the Derby Day, the thing,
Okay.
the theme.
Hey, listen,
I don't have any month.
I have a quick question just about plants.
Yeah.
If you're starting a plant this time of year, do you need a grow light or can you put it in a window, like on a windowsill?
Probably depends on what it is.
From seed,
Sure.
if you want it by May 2nd, you're gonna need a grow light.
Okay.
I mean, if you were starting like beans or sunflowers, you could probably do it in a windowsill. Those are pretty easy.
Do you want a list of who's bringing plants? Or you just want us to bring them? Who cares?
It's always worked out before that I don't really need a list, but as long as I know a few people are starting them, I have some Yeah.
Reminder?
I can tell you a real easy way to add to the plants. There are plants all over at Home Depot, Gardener Supply, everywhere. And if you get a 6-pack, you don't want to do it. I can get there early in the morning. I can do it. You can cut a 6-pack into 6 little plants and we can give those away. And the kids are particularly attracted to anything that has a blossom on it. So like a marigold, you might not ever like marigolds. We like when we're little, we don't like them when we're older, they stink. But those stuff to give them away, and we can give away a lot that way. So.
Good tip, Jen. Thank you. And each year we've done this, we've had plenty of plants. We've had leftovers. So,
Yeah.
you don't need to go super crazy, but yeah, big brain plant. You okay?
Thank you, Elizabeth. John.
Yes, good morning all. So, spring is coming, it's better temperatures, right? Baseball's in its 3rd week. Master starts today, so spring is coming. And the Green Up Day is 3 weeks, so we should have really good weather. We're gonna start this week. Last year we started pretty early and I had another commitment, so we started at 7:30. We're gonna start at 9 o'clock in Hannaford's parking lot, that corner. Our usual route is to take from Route 2A, where the Casa Grande is, and go down to South Burnell, and also the Harvest Lane route there where Home Depot and Walmart is. So we do that. And if there's time, we can just go a little bit further down Harvest Lane. But that's where we look at 9 o'clock. About an hour and a half it takes. So we'll do that. I'll bring coffee and donuts. So we'll have some refreshments and it's just a good time. We'll bring gloves too if you don't have any gloves, but yeah, and there's some trash, especially up near the Casa Grande. Well, that was abandoned then, so we had some issues then, but yes, sure.
Do you have the vest? Do you have?
Yes,
Or
Yes.
in the store?
they're actually, yeah, they're in this check. Right? Hermione have a,
Yeah.
I think they are in here.
yeah, that's what they were in the past
I'm
couple
gonna
of years.
bring those.
Yeah, okay. I'll just stop and pick some up. Or if you want to bring them next week, we got
9 a.m. at Hannaford's.
with 9
Keep the meeting place.
9 a.m. at Hannaford's. And the corner there where the EV, that electric vehicles is, yeah, sure.
I also saw online that the theme for Green Up Day is because it always coincides with the horse racing is Derby Day. So they're doing like Derby hats. People, if you want to decorate a hat from recycled stuff, Leslie. And there could be a contest of some sort, but I don't know that Williston's necessarily doing a contest, but if Leslie shows up with a hat, then we'll know why.
Yeah. I wasn't aware of that. Thank you for bringing that.
Boy, did you throw that?
I'll bring the trash bags, I'll
Yes.
bring all the trash bags. The town gives us the trash bags. And last year they collected three tons here in Williston, 3.3 tons of trash in the roadside. Amazing.
I think we should, each group should take pictures of some of the most unusual things.
Oh, gross.
Oh, you mean that we picked up, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Andy?
I got that year I did, I got good.
Oh, 'cause I wasn't.
kinds of good things out there.
So, again, thank you to the whole club, for your help with the Easter parade and hunt. We had an awesome turnout. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for bringing family members. So I'm gonna send out a club-wide email. I welcome positive feedback or comments of things that you think we can do different or better, and let's just keep, brainstorming this thing to make it better year over year. We're definitely gonna need more eggs, so start your fingers ready for next year when we do egg stuffing. Thank you all again. So a week or so before the event, I got a text and then an email from this woman, Margaret Ford, whom I've never heard of, and the text is, would like Champlain chocolates, and I saw you're doing an Easter event. Can we give you some chocolates? So I pinged her back and said, yes, absolutely. Some of you if you were here, I brought in that little canister of the foil wrapped eggs. We got 6 of those chambers, as the reward for working. We ate one of them. The other 5 were dispersed out through. And somebody may have a better idea than I do, but I'm going to guess that each of those little cylinders was $50 to $75 worth of chocolate, maybe even higher. So all told, we got an in-kind gift from Lake Champlain Chocolate that I'm sure was close to $500 or something. So thank you.
Okay, I want to share some fundraising information with you, but probably I haven't had an opportunity to let you know that the fundraising committee has been out and about. We sent out about 30 letters to what we are considering major donors, potential major donors, for the Rotary Community Games. And I know some of you need to know what the Rotary Community Games are, and Andy is going to be doing that at some point. But anyway, it's fully explained in these letters. And we've been working online. We're finding out that the banks, you don't just go to the bank. Aaron's been helpful. You apply online for whatever dollar amount you're requesting. Committees receive that. We're learning how to do this. Every time we apply to a different bank, we are needing different documents. So a lot of this is a learning process. I went yesterday with Jen and we went up to Myers, the Red Can people, and we went to Garden Supply. I know Marty's been out visiting. Faith has been busy. The committee, Jason has been busy with people. So we are out and about. We sent the letters out initially and we said we would follow up with phone calls and visits. And that's what we're trying to do this month. And we'll have hopefully something to report financially to you. But I want to share with you, we're fully. So we started way down here, and right now we've raised, and this is either through member donations or businesses or friends that have given to Rotary. We now have $10,600 raised. We've got a big goal. We're not there, but we have several months left. So and this is not proportional, folks. This is just me drawing. The other way we're raising money for charity, so we've got 10,000, is through events, and we're doing very well with events. And the reason we're doing well with events is because we're getting sponsors. And Sherry was very successful at that. Now, this is a little bit deceiving. The Bill's Gift Story Slam exceeded its goal of 5,000, and they brought in $7,682, but that's not net profits yet. Okay, so we still have some expenses to pay, not much, and we also raised that money for heating assistance, and we haven't pulled that money out yet. But you can see everything else to this point, and we'll get that information. The board will be sort of working on that. But we are making a lot of money through events, because we are getting sponsors this year. And through ticket sales, through sponsors, through donation jars. The next event coming up is the 5K Deb Beckett run. And there's a group working on that, and they are sort of having that discussion right now. Faith informed me, she's on that committee, about what sponsors they're going to be approaching. So the sponsors are really a good thing. And this is, we're doing well. So if you combine these, once we get the net proceeds from the Story Slam, I'm not sure what that's going to be, but it's not going to be 7,000. It'll be less. We will, you have this combined with what we're raising, and we're doing well. So we definitely would like to see the thermometer go up on the other gifts. So if you know a business, you're in a business on a regular basis, please, please, please ask and see if they would be interested in supporting scholarships, the John Mill holiday lunch, the Ryla, there are things they can give. I think just asking them to give to Rotary is tough. Asking them to give to a specific thing is easier. So, and as was pointed out from Jason, people like to give when kids are involved. So if you could say we give out 2 scholarships a year, we'd like to give out more. Would you like to contribute $250, $500, $1,000 to our scholarship fund? They may like that. So I just really encourage you to, got a couple more months left. I really would like to see the other thermometer, the one with the orange, go all the way up to the top. So please work hard. And if you yourself would like to make a donation to the charity fund, we obviously would welcome that and we encourage that. Many of you have, and for those of you who have, we really, really thank you.
Just to read this correctly, because it looks like here you have the 7,000
Yes,
and
yes.
so on.
That's how much we raised, but
Yeah,
that's not net.
Your total is right there, right?
Yeah.
Did you mention that?
No, I didn't. Okay, it's gonna be less than that, Vince, because we
Yeah,
don't,
it's
okay, but the total would be, again, we don't have a net proceeds from the Story Slam yet, so we have to subtract that. But without that, and everything else here is net proceeds, it would be $14,287. Oh, events do it, and it's again, events are more than ticket sales or registering to run. It's the sponsors, and it's the donations we collect on site. So we just always need to have these donation jars there for people. Go ahead, Jeannie.
Just a question. I know you covered this, but I can't recall. So you have 2 thermometers.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that means you have 2, I guess, fundraising goals.
Yeah.
So what's the total goal between if you combine the 2? Like, is there a total goal and can
Well,
one
the event-
thermometer cross over? Like,
Yeah,
the extra
the
one
events-
go to the other?
Like some of the events didn't really have goals. I mean, so for example, what the 5K run didn't have a goal.
No, I mean the total for all of that.
The total for both all of the events.
Yeah, like what is the
We'll
goal?
bring that, you know what, we'll bring it next week, because
Oh,
I
okay.
have,
So
I have a number in my head, but I don't want to speak wrong.
Okay.
We'll just bring it next week and say how close we are to the total goal between the 2.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We set it.
That's just
we
different,
set-
right? Having the
We
event.
set a
and
goal
looking at-
with a fundraising where we go out to,
Right.
where we ask members if they would donate. And we ask, friends, because we do have friends that live to Rotary, and we do have businesses. Where we fall down is we're not doing a good job asking businesses. We have some, we don't have enough. But this is 17,000 is this fundraising.
Yeah.
And we're at 10,600. And where we are short is not your contributions or friend contributions, it's business contributions.
Please use the mic.
Well, it sounds like the goal is $17,000.
$17,000 for this.
Yeah.
And then we have events, and each event might have their own goal. I mean,
Chris,
We don't really have, there's some event money in that, and the other one isn't there.
That was kind of my question. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know
haven't
much
collected
about the event
$30,000.
money and the fundraising money.
Yeah, so again, unless Andy has, Andy, do you have the total?
Yes, 25,200.
Okay. That's
Yeah, you-
25,250, so
Today,
That's how much.
Yeah.
we have raised,
What we budgeted.
great, that is,
what we budgeted.
yeah,
Okay, wait,
That's the goal. Is it raised or that's the goal?
raised.
No, stop. What I said was, Andy said we have budgeted 25,000 that we had to raise this year.
We don't.
Is that correct, Andy?
The total money that came.
Is that how much is budget or how much is raised, Andy?
Budget.
We budgeted 25,250 for all fundraising. That is includes
Events,
what we call charities drive income. People give us money. If they don't earmark it, it goes into general drive income. We targeted 17,000.
yeah,
We're
that's
at
this.
10,600, as Chris said. We had project and events budgeted of $8,250. We have exceeded that.
Yes,
So that's other than diving much deeper. I think it's good news.
yes, it's very
Whole
good.
club
And
is
if
doing
you,
great work.
we can be more detailed, I apologize,
That-
for not doing
Those
more.
two thermometers have to add up to 25,000.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
it's more complicated
The
than
two,
that.
these are two ways we fundraise. We fundraise
Sure.
through donations, through asking businesses and having events. And for events, we have donations, we have sponsors, we have registration fees or ticket sales, so. Yeah, getting there.
Thank you, Chris. All right, let's make this quick. Start down here, Sherry.
Darn, never start here. Sugaring is going very well. We are having another boil this afternoon. We're at about 833 gallons thus far. So it's our best season, which is kind of amazing. It's not as good as it, I mean, it can be better because we added taps. My kind of goal was 900, so hopefully we get there based on our taps, but we had such a slow start with the season. It was so cold, remember, like, I mean, we had no February boils. First part of March, everything was frozen up. So the fact that we've gotten to 833 is pretty amazing.
I don't know how to record sugar in your food, but my announcement is I've been working on something big for the past couple months. And so I'm starting a new career and I'm now officially a realtor at Ridgeline Real Estate. So if anyone needs help with their house transaction, I'm here for it.
30 seconds or less.
As if.
So we only have $1, sorry, but this is just for everybody and all the work that you're
Take it.
doing. Anyway, thank you all very much. Good job.
That's great.
That was well under 30 seconds.
That was 30 seconds. That was good.
Was it? Oh, hold on.
You're not the one.
Okay, I'm stealing Kel's $10 that they won. Because I also want to, appreciate everybody who is so kind and has been so friendly to me, possibly to Kel too, but mostly to me. Because I, came to Rotary looking for outside friendships besides just being friends with Kel. And I feel like, now I have a larger community, so I'm super, super grateful. So that goes again to, the whole friend thing of, joining Rotary. It's been a big difference in my life and I appreciate it. It gives me goals and, sometimes I need help getting out of bed in the morning and having a goal is a nice thing to look forward to. So thank you.
You make it easy.
It's been a week. I always complain, so it's the complain part. Just wanna mention that a colleague and a longtime friend of both Tracy and mine took his own life last Friday.
Content warning.
Content warning, too late, sorry. and it reminded me of the fact that we are lucky to have this group. I had a really rough day, obviously last Friday. And I thought of at least two people from this group that I could call if I needed to, and felt like, it was all hours, I could still call them. And that was a big deal, like a really big deal. And I really appreciate all of you a lot. And I appreciate what we have here a lot. I think don't underestimate it. Don't underestimate the power of that community.
Yeah. Thank you.
Howard. Sorry, bummer.
Rotary, cataract surgery, baseball, badass brisket and matzo ball soup for Passover.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you for the short but sweet.
So just, recognizing Jason and Tracy for a great presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get out for the president that way.
I don't know if I can do it this fast. So no medical incidents since last week. Raccoons are out. I have great pictures. Baseball, just so you know, I've started the Red Sox Nation donations. I'm hoping at least Dave Erickson will jump on, and then maybe another group from that other team could come up with some money.
The Orioles?
Yeah, the Orioles. And the last dollars for Tracy's shirt. You haven't had a chance to.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes.
So $1 for, well, thank you very much. $1 for Jason's presentation, $1 for Tracy's presentation. I always do this.
Red Sox.
Oh, yeah, that's right. $1 for the Red Sox. Thank you. In my mind, which wasn't there at all.
All right, Sunshine, Rotarians, baseball.
Hey. That's the way to do it.
I started my morning at the meeting talking to someone about how, someone here about how they inspire me and inspiration in general. And that theme has continued through the rest of the morning meeting. I just want to thank each of you for all the hard work and care and thought you put in to what we're doing here. It's inspiring, it's exciting. I'm in awe of everything that everyone does and how much everyone cares. So thank you. It's just awesome.
Right back at you.
I was gonna start acknowledging people that made presentations this morning were excellent. But when I do that, I always forget someone, so I'm not gonna name names. Thank you all for what you've done. And Tracy, you're really here for the boys, right?
I'm still single.
You know, it's really listening. Just a couple of dollars, I should reading and hearing and very aware in this group in particular, because you are so supportive of the community. There's a lot going on with this library expansion revote coming up. I just would encourage you, just if you're talking to people and you're hearing what you know is misinformation, please direct people to the library website. There's frequently asked questions. They can speak with the trustees, the friends of the library. Jerry and Cindy and I are friends of the library. The staff, obviously, encourage people to stop by, because I think there's a lot that's being shared that isn't accurate. So, and just if you haven't heard the date, May 19th. Vote no if you want things to continue on with the expansion. As confusing as all get out, but it will be vote no if you want to agree.
I think I have $1 for a wonderful ski week that I've had in Colorado with my son and his family, and my now 7-month-old grandson, who is quite a mama's boy, but he's a doll. The weather was phenomenal. The skiing was perfect for me. Some of the more advanced skiers in our group, wished for a little more snow and more opening, but I had a great week. sunshine every day. I'm telling you, I could ski Colorado anytime.
Yeah.
And then the second dollar is for all the people in this group who are working so hard to make things happen. That Interact Club sounds phenomenal. The fundraising sounds like it's really going phenomenally. Thank you, Chris. I know that is a tough job in the fundraising committee. So thank you all for all that you do. I am here some weeks, gone others. Having two kids on opposite coasts with grandchildren with them is, causing me to do a lot more travel, but as I'm willing and able, I'm going.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to piggyback on something Faith said. Early voting starts April 29th. So if you can't be here to vote, I encourage everybody to vote, no matter what your opinion is on the library expansion. We want to get as much input as we can from the community. The other thing is, I was driving here and I looked up and saw the moon. And I was thinking about those astronauts and how brave they are and how wonderful, and inspiring that moon mission is. And I don't have anything smaller. Thank you.
What's that? Okay, $1 for all of us and another $1. Very special event going on this weekend at the Delta. It's a fundraiser for the, as Jen knows, the Cancer Center. It's the Infusion Fashion Show. And I'm a big part of them doing the hosting of the kind of quasi emceeing it and playing the music. 35 nurses and administrators redesigned the chemo gowns and turned it into something fun and so it starts 4 o'clock, but there is a huge silent auction and food when the show begins. It could go about 2 hours. It all depends on how apprehensive some of the nurses may be when they get out there and see 400 people. They might just run out and run back, but they might want to spend some time dancing. But there's 35 nurses and administrators providing it. So if you have a chance and doing anything on Saturday afternoon, then come down to the Delta tree. Thanks.
Dollar appreciation of the Interact presentation from Jason and Tracy. One note about the Old Brick Church, while a fitting setting for those gatherings. The Old Brick Church was the historic home of one half of this congregation before its federation, built in 1832 by the Congregationalists. And the church continued to own it even after this the federation happened, and both kinds of denominations were meeting in this building. The church, our church, the Parish Church, continued to own the Old Brick Church into the 1960s, when it had fallen into great disrepair.
Yeah.
And I am told by those who were here then in the 1960s that it was the youth of this church, young people in this church, who spearheaded the renovations of Old Brick Church that brought it back into its current lovely state. And so how fitting now that young people will be meeting in that setting. Of course, the Old Brick Church now belongs to the town, but we still show up every now and then just so we honor that heritage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vince.
So 3 things about making dreams come true. So first, Jason, thank you for you and your team for making a dream come true. All the hard work you are doing, reading, going out, setting this up, setting up the Interact. That is awesome. The second is for Andy and everybody in the club who came to the Easter egg hunt. It was fantastic. You guys did a great job. It rivals only the senior lunch is probably most members coming out. So bang up job. The kids love it, which is most important. The third is for everybody who's helping with the charities. Either they're giving, or they're going out to businesses, or they're doing sponsors, or they're doing events. You guys are doing a bang up job, and we should be able to cover just about everything. So thank you, Chris. Anybody online?
Leave the tables and chairs.
Leave the tables and chairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Board members at this meeting.
And then
Yeah.